Morning guys, today is July 21, Thursday. Last weekend we took Bertie bus out for a weekend's camping. It was really nice, the weather was lovely, and over the last couple of days, well, we've had this really hot heat wave, but today it's got a little bit windy and it's definitely cooler. It's nice, it's cooling down now. Right, so today's video, I didn't mention it before, but on the way home from our little weekend trip, we had a problem with Bertie bus. We didn't break down or anything, it just seemed to be losing power. The more I was accelerating, the less power. It started to misfire. I haven't done anything the last few days, one because it's too hot, and two, I've been a bit busy. So today I thought I'd have a look and just see if I can find out what's going on. I've got things in my head I think it might be. One, it might be something to do with fuel starvation, or it could be something to do with spark plugs, like maybe a spark plug's broken down or something. I know I altered the ignition timing on it before we went away. It didn't overheat or anything, not that I know of. We stopped almost where we were going, and I checked the heat of it. Didn't seem overly hot, so, and it was running quite well when we went. So what happened between while we were there and when we left, I'm not sure, but we'll have a look around today and see if I can find out what's going on. Right, like I said, I think it's maybe a fuel starvation. As you can see, it's had a new fuel pump put on it recently. He said the chap I bought it off that he had a problem with the fuel pump and recovery came out or whatever, and sorted out. Obviously they put on a new fuel pump, but with these modern fuel pumps I have heard that if you don't get the right one, the little rod could be too long, too short, and either not pumping enough fuel at high revs or too much fuel. Trouble is, that was running perfect before, so couldn't be a blockage. Okay guys, so as you can see, I've just whipped off the carburetor. I ain't going to go into that. There's just, well, there's hundreds of videos on adjusting carbs, removing carbs. The reason why I've taken it off is because, one, I'm not happy with this choke not closing properly here. It's only going on to the first notch when it should be round to here when it's cold, and then obviously because it also opens up a bit of the throttle. Two, I wanted to check whether the fuel is spraying down on the accelerator pump, and like I said before, the guy said he'd had the carburetor off, so I thought if I whip it off I can have a quick check inside the float chamber that is full of fuel for a start, and just clean the jets out while I got it off, I suppose. So that's what I'm about to do. So before I do anything, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but if you look down there, there's a little tube that works on a pump, this one here. So when you accelerate, it squirts some fuel down into the carburetor. It's working fine. I've just moved the throttle, it's squirting fuel, but it's going against the side of the carburetor straight away. It should be going down the middle of the carburetor, so that's obviously in the wrong place. Probably only just needs twisting. Yeah, I'm pleased it's working, because that was one thing I thought might be a problem. But I think that needs moving, and also I think this choke, electric choke, is jammed in place, so I'm going to try and free that off so I can alter it here. Right, so I've took the top of the carburetor off now. I've adjusted that choke up. At least now it's working onto the throttle plate. Right, now in the bottom of here, let's just put the light on. too bad. There's a little bit of dirt, so I'm going to remove that main jet in the bottom and blow that through. In fact, I'm going to remove all the jets and blow them through, and then we'll get it all back together and put it back on, and we'll see how Bertie bus runs like that. If that ain't made any difference, then we'll whip the plugs out. That'll be the next step. This one here I've just taken out is your main jet. I can see through it. I don't know whether you can see on the camera, but it may be slightly blocked, so I'm going to blow some compressed air through it. Yeah, it does look a little bit not completely round, so I'm guessing there's some crap in there. So I'll put some carb cleaner through it, some compressed air. We'll see what difference that makes. Okay guys, so this little jet, I've put some carb cleaner through it, some compressed air. I'm sure you can see now the difference in the size of that jetting hole. There was a tiny hole through there, so that might be a big cause of the problem with Bertie bus, which means obviously there's crap getting through. There is an inline filter on the bus, and that's underneath at the bottom of the tank, so maybe I should have a look at changing that, and eventually I will be getting that tank out to get to the fuel sender. Now, as I said to you before, the guy I bought it off said he took the carb off, and that's all he said. Did he clean out this jet, clean it out? Did he clean the outside? Did he clean the jets? And it worked fine. And till now, who knows? Continue to do a bit more cleaning up here. We'll put it back together and we'll see how Bertie bus run. So if we look at this carburetor, like I said, in the bottom of the float bowl is that main jet. So any dirt gets through here, that's the first jet that's going to be blocked. You can get to these still on the van by taking out that drain plug and then inserting a screwdriver, but I'm glad I've taken it off, so I can continue now and just clean this float bowl out a bit better. It's definitely muck getting through, but like I say, is this over years or is it over months or weeks? So yeah, I'll give that a bit more of a clean out. I'm pretty sure now Bertie bus is going to run a lot better, but we will see. On the side here, while we got this off, you can see these adjusters. That big one at the top is the idle speed, and the one at the bottom is the mixture screw. See now, because I've been playing with them before, as it was not running quite right, it might need readjusting now, but we will see. There's a couple on the side here. This jet here I took out, blew out the holes. This one we blew through with carb cleaner through everything. Everything's running freely now. So this is what I was talking about. This sprays, when you put your foot in the accelerator, it pumps from here and puts a squirt of fuel down just to give it a bit of boost to fuel the acceleration. Now that was like over the side like this, which is still squirting fuel, but it's not going directly down the carburetor. It should be somewhere there, so it's going straight down the hole inside. Right then, so the carburetor is all back together. I realised that the throttle was opening still on this choke right at the bottom here. Was still open, so I've just adjusted that so it's barely touching. So that means I'm probably going to have to adjust the idle speed here, but I ain't going to do anything yet because I need to get it back onto the bus, fire it up and just see how it runs, and then can make a couple of adjustments. Like I said before, this top one will be the idle speed, and this one here is the mixture. I probably might only have to adjust the idle speed, but we will see. Let's get it back on. Okay, so we've got everything back together, the carburetor back together and put back in place, connected up all the wires. This here is a vacuum pipe, but it used to go up to some sort of airbox operation, but anyway, that's not being used. It was bunged up. It was bunged up over there, but I decided to cut it shorter and bung it here so I can keep an eye on everything. As far as I can see, everything is back on. So I'm going to try and fire it up and see how Bertie run. Obviously the float bowl's got to fill up with fuel, so the pump's got to work a bit to fill up, but because I never took the pump off, the fuel should be up to here anyway, so it might not take that long. I'm not sure how it's going to run. I'm not sure if it's going to tick over because I've made adjustments here. Yeah, we'll just have to see. So I'll whiz it over now and we'll see what happens. Audio, obviously it's fired up. Just want to check that there's no leaks from the float bowl on the carburetor, if we had that off. Obviously it's running on choke at the minute. Leave this in here. I'll let it warm up a bit and then we'll see how we go on. Sounds like I've got a little bit of a blow in the exhaust somewhere here. Something else to sort out. Definitely revving better now, isn't it? So I've got to let it warm up, then we'll adjust the running speeds and the mixture screw and the fast idle. Well, what I think I'm going to do, we'll just take it for a little spin round the block before we do anything and see how it goes. Just got to disconnect my charger. Righty-ho, before I do any adjustments to the carburetor, we'll just give the old bus a little run round the block and see how he goes. Far so good, seems to be pulling okay. Like I say, on the way home I got to a stage where I hit a slight hill. I know Bertie normally slows down. It's one of them things with these old buses, they're not that powerful, but I was literally slowing down. I had to change it down into third, and I'm talking about a slight hill. And towards the end, before we got home, I was struggling to get Bertie up to 40 mile an hour. Like I say, I didn't say anything at the time because I thought, well, I'll get home, we'll have a look at it. I didn't have a clue what was going wrong. It doesn't sound like it's running over too bad. Bit of hesitation again, but until it warms up. Yeah, till it warms up, I won't know. Seemed like the kids were out early, probably broke up from school. Well, I'll go round here and turn round, and just down here, which I will show you, is that one of the other buses I'm talking about. His number plate is Baylor. Yeah, there's 3 or 4 in this road. No, there's actually 4, definitely. There's a beetle over the back there as well, which I didn't notice before. I don't always come round here, I only came round to turn round. So we'll turn round and we'll see how Bertie go on the way back. Well, it's definitely running better than what it did when we came home from our weekend trip, I can tell you that. Oh, hang on. Had a few backfires there. The bus is probably getting plenty of fuel now. Definitely pulling well, but still not quite right, so have a few adjustments on that carburetor now. Well, I've made a few adjustments to the carburetor, definitely seems to be running better now. I think we need to give it another little test ride, see how we go this time. Well, I've made a few more adjustments, definitely sound better now. It's sounding a bit, well, not too good, but it's running over a little bit fast, but I think it helps with the cooling. The only way to find out is go for another little spin around the block. Well, let's try again. so good. Ever so temperamental, this bus, isn't it? But you saw how the jet was blocked. There's obviously dirt coming through from the tank. Must be an inline filter right at the tank. I'm sure I saw it when I looked underneath when I bought it, but we'll have another look in a minute. Just check this out. And depending on how Bertie runs now, which, like I say, seems fine, I'm going to need to try and get a little bit of speed and see how we go, because like I say, we were really struggling. I couldn't get like revs before, but now it seems to be revving. What I'll do, I'll go back towards the dual carriageway. There's a hill what goes down, and obviously a hill go down comes up, and I'll come back the other way and I'll know then how it pulls up that hill to how it pulled up it when we were coming home. But it definitely feels better. That's got to be better if you think about that tiny gap through that jet. Oh, there's an old scooter on the side of the road here. People messing about it. Don't know if it's broke down. There's two of them. They seem to know what they're doing, so I won't get involved. Got my own problems. Get out of this little zone here, so we can give it a little bit of acceleration. Well, it's definitely pulling better, and it's sounding better. That had this sound like that was misfiring, and so first of all I thought it was something to do with maybe a duff spark plug, a lead. The spark plugs don't look too bad. I have given them a clean. I didn't video doing that, but I pulled the plugs out and had a look. They were a little bit black where it's been running a bit rich. But now I've adjusted the carburetor, hopefully I sorted that out. Well, it's definitely pulling now to how it was before. We're going up a hill now, but it's still not zooming, but we're going about 45. That hasn't slowed down, whereas before I'd have to change down now, it just wouldn't be out of pull. So, fingers crossed, Bertie bus is fixed for the moment. Like I say, if it does it again, then at least I know it's going to be mucking that carburetor. See how we get around here, look. A little bit of hesitation again, but it's pulling well. It's a case of how long is it going to be before? Is there loads of dirt coming through? Was it just some in the pipe? Was that always in the carburetor? Well, obviously we're going downhill a little bit here. Version 50. Keep it at 50. for the moment it's definitely fixed until the next problem. Right, we were thinking of going to a classic car meet or a classic car show come auto jumble. We went to it before at Arming Hall, Norwich. There was quite a few classics there, and I think it's on 3 times. And someone mentioned last time that there'll be lots more at the next one in the July meet. So that's on Saturday. So in a couple of days we will be going there now. No, the bus is running alright. We'll run Bertie up there. And see how he goes. But he's definitely going alright now. Or back to how he was going before. Oh yeah, let's go underneath and have a look at this filter. Be back here a bit. Well, there's a fuel pipe where it hits the metal. Oh, there it is. There we can see the filter. I haven't got a clue what way round this camera is going to be. There's the filter. The fuel don't look too bad in it. There's a bit of dirt in it, but nothing too bad. So maybe that's built up over time. Like I say, I'll keep an eye on it. The fuel pipe goes to metal there where it goes through above the exhaust. Personally, I'd have liked the metal pipe to come back further to here, away from the exhaust. I know it's not right on top of it, but that's through the bulkhead there. Or do I just get a new one? It don't look that old, to be honest. I think I'll carry on and run Bertie as it is and see whether it happens again. At least now I'll know what the problem is. Like, if need to be, I could always clean the jets out on the side of the road. Don't want to, but I can. Right. Let's get out of here. Right, while we're here, I'm going to have a look at this, why this is moving like this. Might be because I've taken it off before, possibly is, but I'll see if I can tighten that up. That'll be one job out of the way. Right, so what was going on here? Obviously the jet got blocked, that's why it was playing up. When I unblocked it, I couldn't get it to run properly. It's because I needed to adjust the carburetor up, because I discovered on this screw here was adjusted enough to give it a little bit of throttle, which is opening the butterfly. So adjusting that in, that meant these progression holes, what will work from this idle screw, needed adjusting. At the minute, I think I got it near enough right. As you saw, I took it for a spin, get some more fuel, and it seems to be running. I can't see any leaks anywhere. So what I shall do is take it for another spin, just to double check, and then we will be using this bus on Saturday to go to Arming Hall, and we'll see how it goes then. I think that should go fine. Well, I hope it'll go fine. So I think I'm going to end this video here. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.